Recently, I've been in what you call in a rut. School started a month ago, I settled in on my classes, and I'm living life regularly. But something doesn't feel right. I notice myself stuck in a habit where I've been passively doing the bare minimum to scrape by with classes and work, but not enough to be as productive as I want to be. I feel like a lot of us are in this gray area, where we do enough not to hate ourselves and feel like we're not wasting our life, but also not on the level where we can be satisfied and accomplished. And being in this state isn't bad at all, it's a neutral point of relaxation. But being too comfortable with this might be a false sense of security. Because I know you and I have dreams and ambitions, and remaining in the state of doing alright is fine, but it's not going to get us to the best version of ourselves. It's like we're floating on a raft in the middle of a calm sea. The waves are gentle, the sun is warm, and everything feels okay. But if we want to reach the shore, our goals, our best selves, we can't just drift forever. We have to start paddling, even if it's hard at first. Because the longer we stay still, the further the shore seems. It's only when we actively push forward that we close the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And right now, I've been floating on this raft, but I think I'm ready to start paddling. So I took a look into my past to reflect on how I was able to be as productive as I was back then, and established the routine of exercises that made me productive to begin with. And all it took was a few simple habits to get me back on track. Cause when looking at productivity, the most important aspect of it is using your time wisely. If we had infinite time, productivity would cease to exist because time would be an expendable currency. But since time is limited, the value of productivity becomes important because it's how we can use that time effectively. But most of us don't use our time effectively, especially when it comes to our mornings. The momentum in your day starts right after you wake up, so the actions you take as soon as you're awake keeps the ball rolling for the rest of the day. But what do we do when the alarm goes off? We hit the snooze button. We lie in bed for 30 minutes scrolling through our phones. And when we finally get up to use a bathroom, we spend an extra 20 minutes on the toilet doom scrolling again. And now we started this whole unproductive streak of behavior that's going to slow us down for the rest of the day. Now instead, you change that. The alarm rings and you immediately get up. You make your bed because it gives you a sense of accomplishment and encourages ambition throughout the day. Then you splash yourself with cold water, go outside on a quick jog to get your blood flowing throughout your whole body and fully wake up.
What's up, guys? I'm going on a run today. Typically, I just go for like a morning walk, but today, I decided to go above and beyond.
And now you set yourself up for success for today by starting a good productive streak. I doubt I'm the first person to give you this piece of advice, but let's be honest, you probably didn't follow through on it. So after this video, make yourself a promise. Tomorrow morning, you'll immediately get out of bed right when the alarm goes off. And a pro tip, you can put your phone on the other end of your room, so when the alarm rings in the morning, it forces you to get up to shut it off. Once you're all energized and woken up, your next step is to write out your goals for the day. Writing down your to-dos holds you accountable in the way that keeping them in your head just won't. If you think about doing something, it's easy to push it to tomorrow. But if you write it down, it becomes a commitment. It's like setting a contract with yourself for the day. There have been times where I wasted an entire afternoon on my phone or napping, but that hasn't happened since I started writing down my tasks on a whiteboard. It gave me a purpose during the moment. Because if you don't set any goals for yourself, you have no reason to work to begin with. It can be as simple as finishing your homework assignment or going outside and getting 20 minutes of sunlight. And if you can't think of any tasks to do for today, I'll give you one right now. Do 20 push-ups.
1, 2, 3.
The other benefit in writing out your schedule is how it allows tasks to be laid out in front of you. This helps reduce stress because you're not juggling everything mentally. You can easily batch tasks by priority, add details as a note, and your agenda today is now structured and organized, while also giving yourself mental clarity by getting it out of your head and onto a paper. Plus, there's a reward system built into it. Crossing off work on your list gives you a little hit of satisfaction. You can start off with simple daily goals, but if you want to go further with it, you can use an agenda or a calendar to organize your weekly schedule or even monthly schedule, and you'll eventually see the progress in the long-term goal you have. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a dream, and the daily routine of writing out your tasks is a great way to plan your goal. Now, the last part is probably the easiest to do, but the most looked over upon. Distance yourself from your phone, just physically. Your phone is a very powerful tool that has the ability to do almost anything, but for that reason, that's why people are getting so controlled by it. It's crazy to think how my phone is always 10 meters within my vicinity at all times. And I remember when I was younger, my parents used to limit my screen time, take away my phone whenever I had work or whenever I went to bed, and living without a phone around me was pretty normal. But over time, the normal became having my phone with me 24/7, and I don't think that's a good thing, especially when you want to be productive. I can't even study without checking my phone every few seconds nowadays because my dopamine receptors have gotten so fried. Sometimes your phone is just another distraction that pulls you off course. It's like you're trying to study at a club. It's hard to stay focused with all these noise and lights shining in your face. And this thing right here is the club. It lights up, it makes noises, and it takes away your attention from the thing you were trying to work on. What you want is a library to study. It's peaceful, quiet, and no distractions. And the simplest, most straightforward way to turn your environment to that space is by tossing your phone to another room while you're working. I really wonder, what makes us feel like we need to have our phones with us 24/7? The only thing we'll miss out on is wasting another hour of scrolling instead of doing the thing we were supposed to complete an hour ago. And if something is that important, like if you're somebody's lifeline, you can turn on your notification or call for that specific situation so you can hear it when your phone rings. And like I said, your phone can be a great asset towards your success, but 99% of us don't use our phones productively, including me. So it's best to just get rid of this thing until we get our work done, or in the case that your work is on your phone, just delete all the distracting apps on there. And that's probably everything you need to get on track, with the 3 habits being: start your morning with high energy, plan out your tasks for the day, and remove distractions. There aren't any groundbreaking ideas, but they're effective. And the best part is, you can start them today. Once you start, these habits will build onto your daily routine, and you'll notice the difference almost immediately. I'll keep this video short because I gave you the information. Now it's your responsibility to take action. You got it. You got it.